Now, as you can see, he made a reaction video, so I'm making this video to react back. Now, before we get started, I just want to make the point, he's being very wishy-washy between what he's saying in his video. If you were to ask me what his main point was throughout the video, I couldn't quite tell you, and that's the issue, because whenever I usually like to make these types of videos, I usually like to know what he's trying to say. This way, I know how to respond to it, and I know why he's saying what he's saying. But if I don't know exactly what he's saying, then I won't really know why he's saying it. And he calls his strategy, for an example, a troll strat, but he's trying to defend his strategy in the video, so I really don't understand why he's trying to defend a quote-unquote troll strategy, and it makes me think he doesn't actually think it's a troll strategy. So that's just why I made this video. Hope you enjoy.
This guy, this YouTuber, made a video about my strategy with Cryogunner, and I was like, what? Because the reason, why I made the whole strategy, even though it's not super good, the whole reason was because I love editing and I just wanted to edit.
To be clear, I don't mind if he edits for fun. What I do mind is if he puts wrong or bad information online, and that's why I made the video. You say, don't worry about leaking, but the strategy inherently worries about leaking.
This is kind of true and kind of not, because I already have tried the strategy like at least 3 times, and those 3 times I've tried it, I won.
Okay, now you kind of admit I'm right when I say that you just did a bunch of random shit and then slapped on the word strategy to it. However, you do make the point that, hey, you practiced this 3 times. But I just want to point out one of those practice runs, the run I was watching in your video, the other guy used Phaser to defend boss 1 rush. If we had a spectrum of skill in tower battles, he would be in the negatives. He is arguably using the worst way to counter boss 1 rush. Like, this is like second to placing enforcers out of range. That is the level of skill he is at, and I don't think that's a very good example to use as how the strategy works.
Since I won 3 times while trying it for 3 times.
Whoa, no way, guys, I used scout only and won 3 times. I think this is a new meta, guys.
So, I mean, yeah, I kinda did just place down towers and recorded it.
Okay, so you admit my first point was correct. Thank you.
The reason why did I place a fragger instead of another shotgunner is because, well, fragger does have hidden detection on level 3. Yeah, that's the logic behind it, nothing else. If you're going to say you had patrol, why didn't you place the patrol? I did not want to use the patrol because I was like, I don't need to use it since it's a pretty expensive tower to obtain.
This is complete fucking bullshit. You do not defend 10 waves early, and I'm pretty sure you know that. It is not for hiddens. Please stop lying. And even if you were to make the argument that it was for hiddens, it wouldn't make any sense to quote-unquote prepare that way, because you actually get an extra level 2 fragger by wave 10. Now, fun fact, you could actually defend wave 5 with just 2 shotgunners.
I don't know if you don't know about this, but there's something called preparing for later wave.
I don't know if you don't know this, but that's not a fucking thing. The only wave, realistically, I would ever need to prepare for would be wave 19, and even still, I'll only prepare 1 wave ahead of time and very minimally. The fact you have to prepare for wave 8 3 waves ahead of time just show how bad you are at the game, and this is objectively worse for farming. It hurts your eco so much in such a pointless, useless manner. I don't know why you would do this. I am willing to defend this to the grave. You can 1v1 me, you will see how wrong you are.
Which I did there, that's why my defense was so expensive, because logically, I was preparing like 3 waves early for the boss 1. And even in your video, you did spend for the boss 1, like what, $1,650 for the boss 1.
I would like to direct your attention to the top middle of the screen, and you can see it is clearly wave 8. Now, when I said you were over defending, that was on wave 5. Now, I don't know if you know this, but waves get progressively harder as the game goes on, which means the higher the wave number, the more you're going to need to defend. Now, that is over defense for wave 5. I did not have that defense on wave 5. I had the defense on wave 8 because that was the defense I needed for the boss 1. However, you had the defense on wave 5, which was completely unnecessary. Okay, so I want you to notice how the boss 1 gets well over halfway of the shotgunner's range, right? And if there were 2 or 3 boss 1s, you would just flat out die. Like, how the fuck do you spend too much money on defense, yet your defense is this shit? Like, I could not do this if I tried. I genuinely do not know how you're able to do this.
Obviously, the defense is not shit since, it killed the boss one, and if there were more boss ones, I can always just place more shotgunners. I mean, you have always some time.
Okay, yeah, I tested this, and basically what happened was I played exactly what your strategy was up until wave 9, where you don't really provide a strategy anymore, and I sent the amount of bosses you sent, and they sent back at me, and I tried to defend it. Now, I'll give you credit. It did better than I expected it to do, and I was actually able to counter the boss one rush. However, it cost me so much defense, so much selling, and so much money that, well, I lost to wave 13 naturals. Now, before you go calling me bad at the game, was I playing particularly well? Could have been more optimized? Maybe. But maybe that would make the difference between me making it to wave 13 versus me making it to wave 15. Either way, I'm still dead. And I think my qualifications, which I'm not trying to sound too egotistical here, but I am qualified to talk about this, alright? I won 3 official Tower Battles tournaments, and I've helped over 10 people win Tower Battles tournaments, and I've unofficially won over 5 Tower Battles tournaments. I think this qualifies me to have some sort of opinion on this, alright? Nothing redeemable. There's nothing good about this.
Okay, I kinda get your point. I mean, obviously it's not the best strategy, but I still wouldn't say it's the worst strategy, so you can still use it, and, you know, I would say the strategies are about to,
It's up there. It is one of the worst. Probably not the worst, sure, but it is up there.
So you can still use it, and, you know, I would say the strategies are about to, you know, you try them and you see which one is good, which one is not. I just made it for fun, you know.
Now say it with me. Tower Battles is a game of absolutes. You're still treating it like it is a subjective game. It is not. Towers do an absolute amount of DPS. Zombies do an absolute amount of DPS for you to counter them. There is no room for opinion in here. There is no opinion when I say the strategy is bad. No one can disagree with me on a personal level because, again, it is not a subjective game. It is an objective game with absolute values.
Anyways, of course, yeah, I'm not putting any hate on you. I respect you, okay? You had nice arguments and everything, but just, yeah.
Alright, yeah, overall, my first reaction to finishing watching this video was, is that it? Because he really never made any of the arguments that other other YouTubers made about me hating on them or, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, I really respect him for that. So maybe he was probably just clickbaiting with a thumbnail. I know a lot of people watching this are going to assume I'm hating on him or something, but just so you know, I'm really not. I'm just listing facts about his strategy, and his strategy isn't good, so of course those facts aren't going to be good. On a final note, you do kind of admit I'm right here, however, you still try to defend it. And again, you called your own strategy a troll strategy. So if that's true, then why are you trying to defend your quote-unquote troll strategy? Troll strategies are meant to be purposefully bad. So this makes me think you don't actually believe it's a troll strategy because the fact you're defending it. But if you just admit, hey, the strategy isn't good, it's a troll strategy, then we can all move on from this. So yeah, that's it. I mean, his video turned out a lot better than I thought it would. Go subscribe to him, I guess.